What's up, Internet? Welcome back to Citizen Sleeper 2. In the last episode, we saw that our new friend, Kirk, incited a riot at the wellspring and is trying to get some overworked workers out of there, and we have to kind of help out if we want to save Seraphin's sister. So there we go. So, travel to Wellspring, find Seraphin, find Luce, or meet with Lodic, complete the contract. Yeah, because now so yeah, it was one or the other. Either we were diplomatic or we bust him out, and I think busting him out is probably the better move. Okay, but we actually do have to use our roles here, because if we go on contract right now, we're just gonna fail. So let's go to the map. We have 3 fuel. Okay, so we can get there and back. That's fine. Maybe we just try to make some money. Nice. That's a good one. Let's try this again. Cool. Lost a little bit of energy, but that's okay. And is there anything else that I can... it's not even worth using the 2. Okay, so I don't need more fuel. I should be okay with that. Let's go on this contract. Headstream. Ooh, we have... So I can use either Bliss or Eugene. So if Kirk is going to be on this... Oh, you have the same skills as Eugene does. So let's get Bliss to come in on this too, because then we can still be kind of well-rounded here. Cool. Here we go. Off we go. The headstream looms large in the cockpit windows as it comes to a stop. Bad rolls. I can't believe you talked me into this, Seraphin sighs. This is not a good plan. Convincing Seraphin to take Kirk out to this Lodic freighter wasn't exactly easy, but with the pithead on lockdown, there weren't really any other options. A voice crackles over Seraphin's terminal, loud enough to hear but quiet enough that you can't pick out what's being said. You risk the urge to ask. The tension in the cockpit is palpable. All of you are aware that this ruse can fall apart at any moment. Seraphin, you look behind you to see Kirk floating by the doorway. You keep them talking, alright? Seraphin flicks the comm switch and begins speaking to the Lotus ship, thanking them for responding to the distress signal, trying his best to play the part of the nervous trader suffering an engine failure in the debris field. Kirk jerks his head for you to follow him into the corridor, and you unclip from your seat and float out behind him. If it's okay with you, I'm going to play the captain on this one. His flat stare suggests he isn't asking for permission. Is this going to work? Kirk shrugs. If we can keep calm and take it slow, there's nothing to worry about. Let me tell you how this is going to go. He starts moving down towards the airlock, and you follow as he talks. The headstream has been holding here cycle after cycle while Wellspring tried to quash our little rebellion. He smiles at the idea. Now, the blockade is in effect, well, they'll know they'll have to hold out for longer still, while the messages from Lodic operations get less and less frequent. He stops by the locker, swapping his Lodic uniform for an old flight jacket. This is a ship full of tired, unhappy, underpaid, and underfed workers. You both arrive at the airlock. We just have to nudge their anger in the right direction. There's a hiss as the airlock cycles. Lodic are coming aboard. Kirk catches your eye and gives you a wink. The airlock's doors scissor open, revealing a drained-looking Lodic captain flanked by security officers. Lambert, captain of the Headstream. He prevents himself immediately, but with little enthusiasm. We've been in communication with your pilot and are docking as requested to provide support. He looks between you and Kirk, his eyes lingering on you a little too long, no doubt taking in the strange vinyl skin, dark glowing eyes, and doll-like face of your frame. He directs his attention towards Kirk. How fares your crew? Thank you, Captain. You notice his immediate change in Kirk, his deflated posture and softer speech. We are surviving as best as we can, but now that you have come to our rescue... He sighs and holds out an eager hand to Lambert. We are very grateful indeed. Lambert limply shakes Kirk's hand. Not to worry. The Lodic Syndicate takes its stewardship of Wellspring and the surrounding environ seriously. It's our duty to offer aid to traders and travelers alike. I'm afraid we don't have much to offer by way of supplies. Our stores have been depleted by our long posting here, but your crew is free to enter our ship and make use of its facilities while you make your repairs. Kirk continues playing the submissive captain, nodding enthusiastically and uttering a stream of thank yous. You feel like he's pushing it a little, though Lambert only seems to paying him the minimum of attention. Suddenly, he turns a sharp eye to you. Your pilot didn't mention you had a sleeper aboard. Kirk quickly responds, "Apologies. They're such a good worker and quiet, too. We sometimes forget they're even there. Perhaps if your ship is in need of maintenance, you can borrow them for a few cycles?" Lambert eyes you more than brazenly now, taking Kirk's lead as permission to indulge his curiosity. "Yes." His eyes trace a tear in the thick skin of your forearm. "Perhaps it could be of use to us." Kirk smiles. "I will send them to speak with your crew. I'm sure they can direct the sleeper to appropriate tasks." "Oh, they love that." Lambert jokes. "They're a work-shy bunch, this lot. I'm sure they'd be eager for a slave." The word sets you on edge. "We're happy to serve," Kirk bows. "After all, we owe you for our safety." "Very good." Lambert seems suddenly bored or tired, or perhaps both. "Tell your crew they are free to cross the docking tunnel, then." He pauses, but remind them that no funny business will be tolerated. He smiles a sharp smile. "I have matters to attend to." Lambert turns. "See you later, Captain." And with that, Lambert heads back down to the tunnel, still flanked by his 2 silent security officers. Kirk waits until he's out of sight to turn to you. "Good." He lets out a breath. "Well held, sleeper. I thought from the look in your eye you were going to knock him out." He chuckles. "I know the job." "Glad to hear it." Kirk stares down the corridor. "Because this dickhead won't hesitate to cut us loose in the debris field if we push him. Trust me." Kirk squeezes your shoulder. "Shall we go to meet this crew? See what their opinions are on Lodic's administration?" He smiles broadly. "With a captain like that, I doubt they'll be very positive." Okay, look at this. All right, so the Lodic stress, 1 Lodic stress, and we have a fire we have to start putting out. So that's definitely important. All right, what other things we got? We got the engine room. Hello. Nothing spreads discontent more than a malfunctioning engine, but you'll have to be subtle in your sabotage. Cool. Turning each section of the crew against their captain is the job, and it isn't going to be an easy one. The engineering staff of the Headstream are already in doubt about their captain. Cool. Engine room crews are always the worst paid. A little bit of contract discussion should spread discontent. Okay. How about this guy? False data in the system will lead to frustration and mistakes in the bridge text if you can plant it without being seen. The situation on Wellspring is untenable. You just need to get the nav techs to realize that on their own. And then payload ops. Lodic are trying to profit from the war and their monopoly on water. The cargo crews just need some encouragement to see it. So we're going to have to succeed at all of these, because that's 1, 2, and 3. A leaking payload means the cargo crew will be on edge all cycle. Just don't get caught messing with the tanks. So this one is only possible. So what is Bliss good at here? That's going to be the real thing. So a little bit of here, Intuit and engineering. So this is a good one for you. So let's do that. Okay, so we got some Lodic stress though. 1 crisis active plus 1 per cycle, as long as it is active. The Headstream crew has started sending updates on the growing tensions to Wellspring. This is trouble. Cutting the ship's comms is a drastic move, but if they get word of a mutiny out to Wellspring, you're in trouble. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, these rolls are all shit. But this crisis one, I can only... Well, no, Bliss can handle it, but not right now. So you can't handle this, so what stuff can I put you on in the meantime? I can put you on this. 3 is a little dangerous for that. Maybe we come down a second. Ah, that's not good. It's not good enough. This is really bad. I think we have to burn that just to get this done. Okay. We got up to a 4. That's pretty good. Cool. And then our next one go around, we'll try to just finish this out. Is there any safer use Oh, well, I have my pluses. That's good. I'll take that. Oh, more loadic stress, though. This is going to get out of control fast, I think. Everything is causing stress. This is really bad. Okay, we got to end the day. If I don't end the day now, things are going to get really bad. I already am going to hit another crisis event. Okay, I have 2 6s, which is good. What's this one? The captain has triggered the ship's distress beacon in desperation. The longer it's on, the more likely the Lodic is to send support. Okay, I need to quell this now. So I need you to take this down. Good. Take this out. Great. Comms are cut. That one's dead. Now I literally have to do this, I think. I have to just kill... Ship silenced. Okay. Now, you have terrible rolls, bro. Can you help me out at least a little bit here? I can't actually risk more than what I have. And if I push right now, I'm going to get totally screwed. I could try to... I could do this. Okay, that was good. We'll take that. I don't really want to use... I don't want to use your 2, man. I can't make that better. But I'm going to run out of supplies, too. I gotta call it. Let's keep going. I'm going to get one more stress here. I might fail this mission. My God, these rolls are awful. Okay, let me, first of all, let's try to get a positive result here. Good. Okay, silence ship. Great. Now, let's go to an ultra positive here. Great, we'll take it. Okay, a 5 for you is good, is really good. Is there anywhere I can use that? This would be the best use for this. Okay, great. A 4, same thing almost. I almost don't even want to risk that, but that's probably enough. I have to. At least it'd be neutral. Okay, we'll take that. 1 and 2 for Bliss is really bad. 3 I can pull up to a 4. I can use that. That should be fine. More loadic stress though. I have 1 and then I'm gonna get fucked. Well, clearly I can't use... I don't even know what happens if this doesn't work. This is so bad. I don't know why it compounded so quickly, but there's nothing I could have done there. And I can't reduce stress, which is annoying. All right, here we go. Oh my God, are you kidding me with these rolls? They're so bad. Okay, at least let's try to finish this one out, I guess. Good. The tension in the headstream has risen beyond the point of no return. Okay, so that's 1. I have 3s that I can make 4s on this one. There it is. I'm dead. It's just going to keep compounding. Kirk rushes into the bay you're crossing. It's all kicking off, Sleeper. A growing fear in his eyes. Lambert's lost control. He guides you through the headstream, a ship you've become surprisingly familiar with over the past few cycles. Perhaps it's the influence of getting to know this crew and their complaints around Lambert and the Syndicate, but its twisting corridors, thick pipes, and cold metal have taken on an oppressive feel, cycle by cycle, hour by hour. Now, as the shouts of conflict echo down the corridor ahead, where a room glows with the warm light of the galley, you feel that that the oppressive pall tightening its grip. It's too early, you know it is. The sickening feeling growing inside you tells that you haven't got enough support to pull this off. "Back away!" Lambert's shout echoes like a shot as you enter the crowded galley. A gang of crew members, maybe a third of the total number, is loudly arguing with a smaller group clumped around Lambert. You have allowed yourself to be swayed by those eager to use you for their own ends. Lambert is shouting across the galley. "I am sorry to have to do this to my own crew, but there must be consequences." You see him glance over his shoulder, and tracing his view, you see security officers tensely gathered at the back of the room. You look at Kirk. His panicked expression, something you aren't used to seeing, tells you he notices them too. Then, with a nod from Lambert, security moves into the crowd. As you turn to speak to Kirk, you see he's already gone, pushing through the crowd, his eyes set on Lambert. Something strikes you across the head, and you find yourself spinning, dazed, your vision darkened. An insistent tugging from your internal systems makes you aware of some serious damage. The riot is a sea of bodies, a crush of flesh on flesh. You hear the sickening crunch of blunt objects swung against soft bodies. Suddenly, you hear a panicked squawk above the rumble of shouts. You regain your sense of direction as you see Kirk grappling with Lambert. "Get the hell off me!" Lambert screams. The spindly captain is no match for Kirk, who wraps his thick forearms around Lambert's neck and chest, squeezing tight. Security officers begin to strike at Kirk, and you see him flinch as they do, but hold his grip strong. Seeing their moment, the crew wrestle the security officers off of Kirk as Lambert's feet kick futilely in the air, his fingers scratching at Kirk's arm around his neck, his eyes rolling back. I'm going to help the crew. You scramble forward and join the crew pushing back the security and anyone else resisting them. The tide shifts. The security falling back or floating injured, pushed against the far wall of the room. Small orbs of blood float across the space like a constellation of violence. Love that. Gently spattering the pale galley walls. Sensing the shift, Kirk releases Lambert, who spins lazily through the air, and a trail of spittle leaking from the corner of his mouth. You see his chest rising and falling very slowly. He's alive. From this moment on, the conflict fades. Lambert and the injured are taken to the medical bay under the escort of the resisting crew, now armed with batons. Some of the security see the futility of resisting and agree to join the mutiny. Those who stubbornly remain are taken to the brig. You join the others in cleaning up the galley. The room became itself evidence of the brutal takeover this became. People bled and cried out in this room, and you can't help but feel that some of their pain is on you. At some point, you have to stop, a hazy feeling coming over your body. You reach up and touch your head. You feel a rent in your thick vinyl skin. When you touch something metal and cold beneath, you withdraw your fingers. Settle yourself here, sleeper. Kirk, bruised and tired, gestures to one of the galley flight couches. Please. You have no energy to resist, even if you wanted to. As you settle on the couch and slip your feet into the straps, Kirk inspects your head. This wasn't how it was supposed to go. You feel him applying some kind of adhesive patch to your wound. But I want you to remember this. I want you to remember that it was Lodic that caused this, that pushed us to the edge, and that required this of us. Kirk's fingers smooth down the edges of the patch. The blood will always be on their hands. The repair finished, you turn to face Kirk. You stay silent. Kirk sighs. I will not be judged. Kirk pushes away from the couch, rising up. Spare your thoughts for the crew. He glances around the room, now almost empty. It is their struggle that lies ahead, handling this ship and the role it must have in the blockade. They will need to calm this violence alone, and retaliation will come. He sighs a heavy sigh. I hope they'll be ready when it does. We, however, need to return to Wellspring. Kirk takes a deep breath and lets it out slow. The struggle goes on. He pushes off from the couch and leaves the room. You take a moment before you follow, taking one last look at the galley. A few crimson stains still dot its walls. You hope this was worth it. All right. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't do much else there. That was as forced as it could have been. There's a chance that most people get to this, and that's kind of like the natural way. I just rolled so badly that I couldn't spend more time. Oh shit, what did I do? Can I... Hold on. I'm just gonna quit really quick. Oh shit, I closed the whole game. Oh no. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to travel out. I didn't mean to do that. I don't want this to make us starve or have it be a problem. Let's see if that changed anything. Hopefully that was okay. Okay, good. Wow. Okay, I almost killed myself there, I think. I still have supplies. There's nothing else to do here. I will leave. Oh, good rolls. The cut thrums with tension. This steaming city and its brash inhabitants have quietened, not to silence but to a low rumble of conversation. The blockade is holding, the syndicate is waning, and everywhere there are plans to be made. You and Seraphim float idly in Chasm Row, many stories deep in this wound in Wellspring's side, waiting on Kirk not far from the first place you met, a meeting Seraphim has still lingering bruises from. Kirk is inside somewhere, and like every other loaded contractor, he's making plans. Even before you arrived back in Wellspring, he had hijacked the rig's transmitter to speak with his fellow conspirators and make arrangements for his arrival. Watching Kirk's plot unfold made you realize that, despite your involvement, in the end you are just a subsidiary part of this struggle, a chaotic outside actor with effect but no real influence. Now, waiting for Kirk's return, you feel a little solace in that. You aren't ready to be dragged into another struggle, not yet. You still have your freedom to win, and looking at Seraphim next to you, you know that he does too. Alright, we're on. Kirk comes out at a passage nearby, nodding to the two of you to follow. He leads you both into the Rhyme Market passageways, this time not to the steaming market hall that lies beneath the deepest streets, but to a cramped room walled with pipes and rusted panels. Wait here. He nods to you both before pushing off and gliding back out of the room. Kirk's briskness is something that has slowly gathered since you left the headstream, eroding your relationship to the point of non-existence. It's not something that surprises you. You know that every time he looks at you, he sees the violence of that final cycle on headstream, the orbs of blood, Lambert's unconscious form. You know that because every time that you look at him, you see the same. Seraphim settles again. You shoot him a look, but his focus is elsewhere, his eyes glazed over. You fold your arms and wait. Sarah? Tala enters so quietly that in the dim room you barely notice her. She shoots you a look and a smile, and she enters. Thank you, she mouths silently, and then turns her attention to her brother. Tala. Seraphim says her name like a sigh, like an exhale. He is shaking his head, his eyes already shining with uncontrollable emotion. She rushes across the room, flying into Seraphim at speed. They embrace, softly spinning in the dust and dark, their fingers dug into each other's backs. They separate, a couple of pristine spheres of briny tears spinning away through the air as they do. You're safe. Seraphim nods, taking a breath. I'm safe. She smiles reassuringly, settling him. And in this settling, this gesture of care, you see a whole network of signs and secrets. Tala is the calm to Seraphim's storm, the big sister who eases his heart. She looks him up and down. You are so big, Sarah. She laughs at her own statement. You've grown up. She tries to make it sound approving rather than patronizing. You're just the same, sister. Seraphim shakes his head, calling me big but making me feel small. The moment the statement leaves his lips, you feel a chill in the room, but you aren't sure if he meant it. Tala flinches a little, hurt, but not wanting to show it. I came to find you. Tala tries again. I needed to find you. Seraphim looks torn, and you see in him something you've come to recognize, the slow and careful raising of his defenses. Why now? He looks away. It's been a long time, Tala. Mom and Dad finally decide they want me to come home? A ripple of emotion runs through Tala, one she can't hide. Sarah, after you left, they're gone. She sighs. I thought you would have... She struggles to find the words. It's been a long time. It has. Seraphim sets his face into a stern look of control, but you know he's raging inside, and in this moment you feel closer to him than you have felt in a while. Tala folds her arms, trying to regain a little control of the exchange. It's good to see you, Sarah. So good. You know what's coming, and you see Seraphim brace for it too. But I can't leave with you. She looks pained. This isn't easy for her either. Seraphim can only nod, a dulling acceptance washing over him. I wanted to find you, and I have. And I could see you're strong and she shoots you a glance, and you have your life here. But the people here, the other contractors, they were the ones who found me, who've kept me going since I ended up here, desperate and alone. She smiles warmly. It's not that I owe them, it's that they're my family too. She gently places a hand on his shoulder. I know you understand this. She smiles at you. We all find your families out here. Seraphim smiles a rare smile, his eyes wet. We do, sister. He embraces her again. They separate, and Tala turns her attention to you. I know you will take care of my brother, Sleeper, she smiles. I saw it in your eyes when you came to the pit head. She approaches you and puts a hand on your shoulder. I can see that you're building something of value on that ship of yours. I'll take care of Seraphim. I'm sure you will. She exhales and takes her hand away. She folds her arm again, her sense of control returning. There's a wisdom and experience to Tala that brings a certain calm to you, and you feel that now. Will you two be staying here for a while, or... Tala looks between you and Seraphim. Seraphim cuts in before you can answer. Not long. He smiles. We have our own freedom to find. Tala nods. Just be aware that you're free to pass the blockade, but after that, she sighs, Wellspring's going to be locked down for a little while, at least until Kirk can establish his council. Next time you come, she smiles proudly, this will be a very different place. Hearing Tala say this, you suddenly see the authority in her and realize that one of those council seats may well have her name on it. You look between the two of them and realize they have years to catch up on, and they'd probably rather do that without you watching. You nod to them and slip out of the room, a lilting conversation starting up the moment you leave. As you follow the twisting corridors back up to Chasm Row, you smile to yourself at the thought of Tala and Seraphim reunited at last. You hope this whole adventure will make Seraphim a little less moody, even though you know deep down it'll probably make him worse. Oh god, okay. On your way into the rig, you pass a tired-looking Eugene. We heading out, he sighs, because I'm not sure I've got another chit left to wager. How much you lose? He squints at his fingers for a second, making calculations. Too much, he shrugs. Gotta strap myself in for a nap. He disappears into the berths. Later in the cycle, Seraphim quietly comes back to the rig. He immediately settles himself in the cockpit and starts running diagnostics on the engines. He looks up as you enter and shoots you a smile. Good to see you up here, Sleeper. I'm getting her ready to head out. Ready to go? Just say the word. He flicks a sequence of switches. Sleeper, thank you. He smiles. I appreciate you bringing us all the way out here. I won't forget it. Will Tala be okay? She's found a place here, and I'm really happy for her. He looks away, out of the cockpit windows at Wellspring. She always was the responsible one, and I was always the one running away. I guess some things never change. Seraphim quietly watches the diagnostics complete, a subtle smile on his lips. One thing is for sure, we've been here too long. Seraphim meets your eye, and we've been seen by too many people. Wellspring may be far out of Utsubo territory, but I'm sure Lane will find a way to reach his nasty claws out here given enough time. Let's not give him the chance. Hey guys, Bliss's voice echoes up the passage into the cockpit. They lean in the door, looking between the two of you. Two contractors just dumped a load of fuel outside our ship. Said it was a gift. You and Seraphim look up at each other. Gotta be Kirk. Seraphim gets up. It's either a thank you or his way of telling us to get going. Seraphim kicks off and glides out of the cockpit. Hey, so... Bliss smiles. While you two have been busy, so have I. Been looking at the rig's drive and I reckon it's due an upgrade. We'll need engine components, quite a few, so keep an eye out. Shipyards tend to be a good place to look. Shipyards, got it. Right, Bliss sighs. Better go help Seraphim with that fuel. As Bliss leaves the cockpit, you find yourself lost in thought, considering your next step while the icy expanse of Wellspring glitters below. Ooh, you're free to leave Wellspring. You now have a HasNav unit installed, and you can freely travel through debris fields on the belt map. Yay! Excellent. We have engine components. We do have those. What does that mean for our rig? Is that what? Rig engine. Oh no, I did sell some of those. To increase the ship's range, the engine will need an overhaul to squeeze more power out of the turbines. That means new components. Fuck! Damn it. Okay. Now I know. Don't sell things for quick money. Alright, that's okay. We learned. We learned our lesson. Hey, and we learned it really, really strongly. But hey, we have most of it. Thankfully, I didn't sell it all. Can you imagine I sold it all? Alright, well, that's going to be the end of this episode. And then in the next one, we'll use our nice little rolls here, and then we'll head out to our next world. We did Holmes Rock already. We've been there. So I think maybe we try to head just back to Far Spindle, see if there's anything that comes back with us doing that, and then we head straight through Ooh, I see. Okay, we need another thing to go here. Can I go from... Well, I can't go here because I would need an engine upgrade. Yeah, I can't go anywhere down here. So, what is our Helion gate? Yeah, we want to go here, but we can't do that with our current thing. All right, well, we got a lot to do. I'm curious to know what else this game has to offer, especially once we start returning to places we've already been. A lot to do, but I'm excited to keep going. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.